Coach Willie Taggart from USF on the line, so we will move on to USF. The Bulls are 2-7 overall, 2-3 in the American Athletic Conference. USF played this past Saturday against Memphis. Memphis won the game 23-10. USF back in action at home this Saturday against SMU. It will be a 7 p.m. Eastern Time start and will be on ESPN3. Coach, thank you for joining us on the call today. If you could take a minute to tie up the game against Memphis and then tell us what you expect back at home against SMU Saturday, please.
Well, we went out and whenever you have 5 turnovers, it's hard to beat any team out there. And offensively, we moved the ball, but wasn't able to capitalize when we got in the red zone when we got a turnover. So got to play better offensively. Got to take care of the football, and we're gonna look to try to do that next week against SMU. Big thing is taking care of the football, and we got to do a better job of that.
Any questions for Coach Taggart? Please hit *1 on your telephone to join the queue. The operator will introduce you.
And we'll hear from Joey Knight with Tampa Bay Times.
Coach, in this day and age, of pistol offenses and spreads and zone reads and, teams scoring 40 and 45 points a game, is it, in the 21st century, is an offense such as the one that's dictated on power like you like to run it? Is it tough to recruit to convince kids to come play that?
No, it's not. I think you have certain type of kids you're going after to play, and I think you will see that as we continue to recruit here. But it's worked everywhere I've been. We've been able to get the kids to execute it, and we'll be able to get them here as well. I think what you're saying with us is just trying to operate with something with kids that was recruited for something else, and those kids will be better at it as we continue to move forward. But it's not hard to recruit those guys.
You kind of answered my follow-up question, but is it more just execution now, or just you don't quite have the personnel yet that you need to run what you want to run?
Well, I think a big part of it is execute. It's a little bit of both, but more executing than anything. I think right now is our guys, again, when from a mental standpoint, we're not a strong team mentally, and so when things get tough, we panic, we press, and when we panic and press, then we do things uncharacteristic of what we've been doing, and we make bad mistakes like jumping off sides or lining up wrong or throwing an interception. So for us, it's just executing and really, I think, just starting fast. If we can start fast and give our guys some confidence early, I think we'll be a better football team.
And one other thing, if I can this offense be effective if you have to play from behind? In the past, I'm sure where you've been in Stanford and Western Kentucky, you've been behind before. Can it be effective?
I think we have the personnel. We have the right personnel. It can be. Again, we don't have the personnel to do that right now. I think we're limited at receiver. We got to do a good job of recruiting and get some more receivers in here. But we lost 2 guys before the season, so we're down there. And so I think once we get the personnel, I think we'll be ready to play with any kind of football. Any kind of football that comes our way. We prefer not to play from behind, but I think, again, once we get personnel and our guys get familiar with what we're doing, we'll be able to execute and do those things a lot better.
Thanks.
And next we'll move on to Joey Johnston with Tampa Tribune.
Willie, have you considered changing the way you introduce yourself around town from I'm Willie Taggart to I'm Bobby Rainey's coach?
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm proud and happy for what Bobby's doing, and not surprised at all.
Could you just speak a little bit about that? About what it's one thing to come in and do a few things, but he dominated the game, and he's kind of the sensation of town right now.
Well, I think I told you, Joey, a week before that Bobby, he's a confident guy. And he always believes he can get it done no matter what it is. I think that was one of the most enjoyable things of coaching him is that no matter what the situation or how tough the game is, he wants the ball and wants to be the guy and wants to prove people wrong. And for a year and a half now, he's been wanting to get in and just show folks that he can play in the NFL. And every time I talk to him, we always talk about being patient but being ready for when that time comes. And he has, and he's taken advantage of it. And that's something he always done. When that opportunity presented itself, he's taken advantage of it. And what you all are seeing that now, I saw it in college. Saw what he did in college, and he looked the same the other day.
And one more, if I could. You were mentioning earlier about the way you'd like to play. Obviously, SMU has a very unique way of playing. Could you just talk about the challenge of playing against Garrett Gilbert and how you go about stopping or slowing down those guys?
Well, I don't think you can stop them. We got to do a good job of trying to slow them down. They're very talented, have a lot of speed, and Garrett is a really good quarterback. Played in a national championship game, and he gets the ball out of his hand quick. So that's a challenge more than anything. You can have a good D line and good pass rush, but he gets the ball out quick. So our secondary is going to have to have an outstanding game and do a good job of staying on their receivers, and then we got to try to limit yards after catch. We got to, when they catch the ball, we got to tackle them, and if we get a chance to hit the quarterback, we got to do it.
Thank you.
And we'll move on to Jeff Odom with the Tampa Bay Times.
Hey, good afternoon, Coach.
What's up, Jeff?
Hey, just one quick question. I know we didn't get a chance to talk about it on Saturday, but Marvin Kloss, after making field goals for about 8 weeks in a row, missed his first two. What was his reaction after missing those, and did you have to give him a little bit of a pep talk or anything after that?
He was disappointed. He was disappointed because he wanted to do his part and continue to have the success that he was having kicking the football. But he was disappointed, kind of like some of our other guys that didn't play up to their potential. And but we got to do a better job of putting Marvin in better situations. Eventually you're going to miss one of those 50-yard field goals, and but a lot had to do with the snap on those holes. On those kicks too. So. I think Marvin understands that it goes both ways, and that it's a team game, and we need it all, especially on long field goal. We need everything to go right, and it didn't go right. But I think he'll bounce back. He was down yesterday, but so on the day he's a lot better.
Thanks, Coach.
Hmm?
And next we'll move to Victoriana Michelangelo with RunningTheBull.com.
Hi, Coach. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Moving forward, Saturday, SMU at home, what's your biggest concern this week of practice to prepare for that?
I wanted to say it again. I'm sorry. What's my biggest concern? Mm-hmm.
Yes, moving forward for Saturday's game with SMU at home, what's your biggest concern at practice this week? What do you want the guys' offense to especially be working on to prepare?
Well, just understanding what we're doing and playing with a lot of confidence, and doing it fast. And more importantly, just taking care of the football. Want our guys to run our system. Don't try to do more than what we're asking them to do. And let everybody do their jobs. That's from the quarterback to the O-line to the running back to the receiver. Everybody do their job and finish drives, finish plays, make winning plays. That's something we're just not doing on the offense side of the ball, and we need more guys stepping up to try to make some winning plays for us. So I think that's a big focus this week, is making winning plays, and those winning plays are for the O-line is making blocks on pass protection or on run blocks, for the backs to do the same thing. So just really getting better and trying to improve.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Mm-hmm.
And next we'll move on to Joey Johnston with Tampa Tribune.
And Willie, I know you were very disappointed at not having a better response the other night after having some preparation time, coming home, playing Memphis, not having a better outing. Does it speak more to the kind of the maturity level or the inexperience of the team? Do you just have to go through certain things before you kind of get better at such things and know how to better prepare and better respond? Does it speak more to the kind of the youth of the team? having something like that happen?
I think it's a little. I think it's a little bit of everything. You know, youth of the team, coaches. Everybody just got to do better. You know, right now with our football team, everybody's got to do better. And like I told our coaches, if we're going to get better as a football team, it's going to be because of coaching. Because it's not like we have any new players coming in right now in these next 3 ball games. So we got to do a better job as coaches of coaching them up, and then our players just got to do a better job of making those plays and believing in that they can make them by being confident and then going out and do it. But a lot of it is just being new with the system and everybody just getting familiar. But at the end of the day, it's all about results, and we got to do a better job to make it happen. And, the one thing I do know is we do a lot of the things that are going on with us. We do it to ourselves. So those are things that can be corrected, but we got to correct them.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Time for one more for Coach Taggart, please.
We'll move on to Joey Knight with Tampa Bay Times.
Class in general, I think for some of those guys, maybe a couple of them, you're their third coach. Could you just talk about how they responded to you and your staff since the time you've had them?
Well, our guys have done a good job. I mean, they've been compliant with everything we asked them to do. And one thing, you go through these things, it's really hard to change people from their habits and the way they've been doing things. And you're not just going to change them overnight. So going in knowing that it's going to be hard, it's going to take a while to change people. And you really hope that you change them faster than you would like to, but it don't. But I will say our guys are bought in. They haven't had any resentment from our players, and I appreciate them, and they haven't given up. You know, they're still working, and but it's been a challenge, and I know it's been a big challenge for those guys, you know, to go through that third head coach.
All right, thanks.
Thank you for the time this week. Look forward to talking to you again next Monday.
Thank you all.
All right, and that is USF against SMU at home. It'll be a 7 p.m. Eastern Time start on ESPN3.